Good evening, everybody. We're going to start the Thursday, June 12th, 2025 voting session of the Keystone Central School Board. We'll start out with the pledge of the flag and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everybody. Just a little bit of housekeeping. First of all, this evening we had a executive session from 5:12 to 6:19, and that was for legal and personnel reasons. Also, before we start the meeting, I'd like to make a statement. And as we begin tonight's meeting, I want to take a moment to remind all in attendance of the expectations we hold ourselves and each other. This board is committed to conducting its work with professionalism, civility, and respect. We ask that everyone present, board members, staff, members of the public, join us in maintaining a respectful and constructive environment. Personal attacks, disruptive behavior, or disrespectful language will not be tolerated. We are here to support the learning and education of every student in Keystone Central School District. Our focus must remain on doing what is best for our students, staff, and schools. I would also like to remind everyone that the purpose of the voting meeting is to cast votes based on previous deliberations and considerations brought up in the previous meeting. With that, I'd like to thank you for your cooperation and your continued support of KCSD. Okay, so first off, we have hearing of visitors. Oh, roll call, please.
Dr. Baldino,
Here.
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Donahue,
Here.
Mr. Elling,
Here.
Mr. Johnston,
Here.
Mr. Knopf,
Here.
Ms. Lynch,
Here.
Mr. Scaff,
Here.
Ms. Smith.
Here.
8 members present.
Okay, thank you. Do we have anybody signed up for speaking? Any visitors?
No.
No? Okay. So next up is committee reports. Policy committee had a meeting?
Yes,
Okay, Chris?
we went over a couple things. There was like 5 issues that really had no changes. We'll discuss it more next month, but everything was good.
All right, cool. Thank you. All right, so with that, Butch?
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we approve all of D with any items that people need pulled. I think we need to pull D1 and D2. Anything else anyone would like pulled?
I'd like to pull F1.
No, I'm just doing D right
Just
now.
Oh,
D.
okay, you're just doing D, okay.
Just D.
Oh,
Which would you like pulled?
D8 to give the superintendent an opportunity if he wants to talk about that.
Okay, my motion is then to approve D3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion? None? All right. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Donahue,
Yes.
Mr. Elling,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Knopf,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Baldino, or Dr. Baldino, sorry.
Either way, yes.
You don't care what you call them as long as it's not late for dinner.
8 yeses.
8 yeses. Okay, thank you.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion that we approve D1, authorize the superintendent to fill vacancies.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Discussion. Good.
I don't agree with that. Per our board policy number 301, we're supposed to look at salaries and everything of people that are being hired, and just having them do it, we have no way to follow our own policy. And I've called for a hiring freeze for multiple times now, and I just don't think this is the time to just be filling gaps.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Polly.
So fill vacancies, he has the ability to do that. But is that changing salaries, or is that just based on, like if somebody was more qualified or had a higher degree, that that the salary would increase?
It would be based on the contract. If it's a teaching position, the salary is based on the contract.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Redmond, but I think what this is referring to, and what we've done in the past with this, is I think this is mainly for as we get closer to the start of the school year and we have last minute positions that need to be filled. We're not talking about new positions unless something that would be dictated by an individual student's IEP or whatever. I think that's the intent of this motion. It's not for he's just going to start hiring people out of the blue. I think
Correct.
it's just for those situations. Is that correct?
That's correct. We had a couple of professional staff resignations just in the last week or so that we need to move fairly quickly on. The staff are hard to find this time of year, professional staff teachers. And so if we have to replace the staff member and we have a fairly limited window to be able to offer the position before they get picked up by another school district, it would behoove us to be able to find the best candidates that we can.
Good, Butch.
And also, I believe as far as the salary is set, traditionally the salary is set by, again, these are mostly the professional positions that are mostly teachers, set by the contract. For instance, if they're coming in new, they're going to start at a B1. If they're coming in from another district, we give them, and historically we've always given them credit for what they had at that other district. So if they've been somewhere 5 years, they might come in at a B6 with that time being another district. So the salary is set by the contracts. So there will be nothing arbitrarily setting a salary unless it's an administrative position. Administrative position, there's a salary window with the Act
93.
So it sets a salary range that we have to stay in. So basically, these are only positions that, like he said, there's going to be people leaving in the next couple months. We have to fill those positions during the summer. We're not going to find someone to have them in place by September.
And these vacancies are actually for teachers that are going someplace else. We need to backfill those positions. It's not creating new
Okay, well,
positions.
it just says fill vacancies. It doesn't specify what
Okay.
we're filling. That's why
So
I'm
that's what's going on there.
asking. Okay,
All
if
right.
it's professional staff, yeah.
Okay. Elizabeth, you had your hand up?
Oh, I just feel similar to what Chris stated. And filling for teachers and housekeeping and things like that, it's understandable, but anything beyond that. But again, it doesn't say that.
It does, actually. It says in public content, authorize superintendent to fill professional vacancies.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right. No other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Donahue,
Yes.
Mr. Elling,
Yes.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Mr. Knopf,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
No,
Mr. Scott,
No.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
No.
Mr. Cannon. Five yeses
3 no's.
and 3 noes.
Okay,
Okay, I'd like to move D2, professional contract with our solicitor, David Lindsay.
Second.
okay, I have a motion and a second. Discussion?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All it says is, David Lindsay, District Solicitor. There's no contract there for us to even look at. So I can't vote for something that we don't even see the contract and what's in it to do it.
It says in there,
not the contract.
solicitor for 2025 hourly rate of standard work 175 for
Mhm.
non-litigation and or litigation services, same prices as last year. It's the same contract from last year.
Well, I'd like to see that contract. It should be here for us to read it if we got to vote on it.
Okay, Elizabeth?
Thank you. I see, I hear what Chris stated, and I stated this in the work session. As a school board member, we vote for contracts, and I don't see a contract, even though I requested it be added to the board docs, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, I like David and all, but
It's not-
I want to see what I'm voting on.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay. Bill?
No.
Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Elling,
Yes.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Mr. Knopf,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
No,
Mr. Scott,
No.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino.
No.
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Donahue,
is she,
Still on there.
no, I mean, can she unmute?
Yes. She's muted.
Ms. Donahue,
Polly?
Are you there?
That's a problem with visuals, I can't tell if.
I also wanted to say.
Polly?
You texted
Uh,
her?
I'm texting her.
Okay.
Okay, get my phone.
Yes, Polly?
Hey,
Hey.
She is.
my internet's down. I can't see anything.
I was afraid of that.
I've been. there.
Okay,
Yeah, it happens.
all right,
Keep her on speaker.
well, I can keep you on speaker if you want. We're waiting on your vote for, redoing David Lindsay as a solicitor.
Okay.
Okay,
Is that a yes?
is that a yes or a no?
I'm good with David Lindsay. I just don't see the contract for him.
Well, that's why several of us
Did you-
voted no.
There's a, were you able to look at the, oh, you,
I can't see anything. My internet's down.
Okay. Tell me what the vote is so far, who voted, who probably the best thing to do.
okay, well, right now, we have Tracy, myself, Butch, Jeff voted yes to the contract, and Elizabeth, Bill, and Chris have voted no.
I don't see his contract. Is it the same as last year?
Yes, it's the same,
It's
same
not-
price. It says in here, same price as last year. It's the same, it's the same exact contract.
Okay, I'm okay with what it was last year, so I'm okay. I'm still okay with the same.
Okay, so is that a yes or no?
That's a yes, as long as everything's still the same.
Okay,
Why don't you table it till we can see the contract?
5 yeses, 3 noes.
5 yeses, 3 noes. Motion passes.
Figure.
Okay,
What a joke.
Next
next
is
up,
D8. I'd like to make a motion to approve D8 America 250 PA resolution.
okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion? So do you want to explain this, Frank?
Yeah, so next year is our 250th anniversary in the country. And there is a movement around the country to get everyone kind of excited about that and reacquaint Americans with American history over the last 250 years. And Pennsylvania is also looking at doing that and wants to create as much stir as we can, both from an educational standpoint, but also just to kind of bring up the excitement about having the oldest democracy in the world and all of the great things about our country that we can celebrate together. So America 250 PA is something that our local branch out of Clinton County is asking all the municipalities to back through a resolution saying that they support the work of the America 250 PA committee and all of the things that are coming out of that. So this resolution is just that. You can read the resolution that's attached there. But essentially, we hope to engage all Pennsylvanians and all 67 counties through their many signatures and officially recognized programs, projects, and events over the next several years by inspiring future leaders and celebrating all Pennsylvanians' contributions to the nation over the last 250 years. The resolution is to give the board the opportunity to endorse America 250 PA and its mission to educate, preserve, innovate, and celebrate every Pennsylvanian and every county in the Commonwealth.
That's good.
Okay,
Matt?
go ahead, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ryman. Well done. We're on the committee. There's an active committee in Clinton County, and we're really excited to see what all the different groups bring to the table, and maybe the school district will do something. So this is exciting. It's already started and it goes until, I believe, July 19th or somewhere around there next year. So thank you.
Okay,
I got a question.
go ahead, Chris.
Just backing up the bus here, there's not a contract for number 6 either, transportation
If there
contract.
was.
I just noticed that there was.
I just didn't get transferred over from the
Oh,
work session. It's the same contract. There's no difference between the working session and.
okay. It's just a.
Oh,
mean-
no, I'm sorry. This one is the one, no, we can't put this.
Oh,
on.
no, this is, you said this.
This is the one we
Yeah,
can't
this
put
is the
on.
one we can't put on here. Same thing we talked
Okay.
about last week.
This is the
Okay.
Susquehanna train. Yeah.
All right,
You having a
So-
seizure or what?
No, it's just,
relax, Elizabeth.
Where's your
It's
duct
okay.
tape?
It's all right, yeah,
you know.
all right,
Where's your
so.
duct tape?
All right, so, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Knopf,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
Very much yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
Yes.
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Donahue,
You're up, Polly. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, all right, cool.
Mr. Helling,
Yes.
8 yeses.
This time I'd like to move E1 through 6.
E1 through 6.
Okay,
Second.
got a motion and a second discussion? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion passes.
Okay, I'm gonna bite these next ones off in groups. There's so many in F. I'd like to make a motion that we approve F3,
Oh.
F4, F5, F6, F7, F8, F9, 10. I'll start with those. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'd like to move those.
Second.
They're mostly just bids and their contracts that we've had in the past. We're just bidding on a.
Mhm.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No.
One no. Motion passes.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion for F1, bills for payment.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Discussion?
Yeah, in the work session, I had mentioned that I had sent Joni an email on a couple of items. And she got back to me and I appreciate it. This one, I don't know how the board totals stuff up or if anybody even knows. But we've spent so far this year $321,000, $321,934.34 in lawyers' fees. We have $225,439.95 just in the tax office.
Mm,
That's on top of the other.
they're not itemized.
No, they're not itemized, but I was just bowled over by these. And I just wanted to report that we need to look at some of that. As a board, we should curb some of that. That's costing us a ton of money. And I want to thank Joni for such a good report. Thank you.
Okay. Elizabeth?
Thank you. I agree with Chris, and I've requested this in the past, that when we see these bills for the lawyer fees, that they go into certain categories or something, so we can have something to evaluate. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm just puzzled. I don't know how we can curb legal fees when the legal fees are not really something that we chose to do. It's more like something we have to do. So if someone's not paying taxes, we go after them legally. If someone challenges their taxes, we have to have a solicitor look into it and defend what we're charging them. If we have a case that something going on with a student that perhaps we didn't do something right and that student says we violated their IEP, they hire a lawyer, we have to hire a lawyer to fight that. And not only do we pay our lawyers, and we pay that person's lawyer. So it's not that we're going out looking for something for a lawyer to do. It's
I
more
didn't
like-
say that.
But I don't know how we can curb the lawyer fees unless we stopped litigation. To stop litigation, how many thousands of dollars will we leave on the table that we will not be able to?
Well, it's obviously we're not covering all the bases to have all the settlements that we do. We're currently playing with 17 different settlements. So maybe we can tighten up what we're doing to try to curb some of that. But that's an awful lot. State College doesn't even have that many. And I'm just saying that maybe we're missing some bases that we could cover, whether it be with students or anything else, to curb some of this. That's all.
Elizabeth?
Thank you. I heard what you said, Butch, and you're absolutely right. If a case comes up, school needs to do what the school needs to do.
I agree totally.
But this is the board's responsibility, in my view. Our job is to evaluate. We have nothing to evaluate. When you evaluate something over an extended period of time, you might see a trend. If you see a trend in a certain department, if you see a trend during a certain time of year, bottom line, we don't evaluate anything. So there's nothing we can do about this right now.
So I'm saying maybe we need to have some discussions on what areas we're having problems. Joni has all that broke out in her report. And maybe we can try and fine tune some stuff to curb some of this. That's all.
Okay. Anybody else? All right. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Knopf,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
No,
Mr. Scav.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I missed that one.
yeah,
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
No.
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Dunaway,
Yes.
Mr. Elling,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Six yeses, two nos.
Okay, motion passes. Next,
My
Good.
favorite subject. F2, and I can move, we approve the depository list on F2.
Second.
okay, motion and a second.
excuse me.
Discussion. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Ms. Lynch,
Yes,
Mr. Scav,
yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
Yes.
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Dunaway,
Yes.
Mr. Elling,
Yes.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Mr. Knopf.
Yes.
Eight yeses.
Okay, thank you. Next,
Let's see a second. I'd like to move F11 through F21. 11 through 21. Unless there's something someone would like pulled.
I'd like to pull 19 and 20.
Anything else?
F22.
Oh, I didn't go
we're
that
not
far.
there yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're
21.
21.
Nope, sorry. Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna be moving F11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 21.
And 18.
18 and 21, yes.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Discussion.
So just to clarify, which numbers are we discussing right now, please?
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 21.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to comment on 18, Baker Tilly auditing.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Again, I'm going to just state, we were never given a final presentation. They came to the board in early spring and they hadn't even completed the audit yet. And they did state during the meeting, they were going to come back to the board and give a final audit report so we could have a Q&A. Didn't happen. So I'm just confident that this is baked into this, that it's mandated that they come after, present publicly to the board.
I thought they
Other-
always did.
They used to,
Okay.
they didn't this year.
Any other comments? All right. I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Scav,
Yeah,
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
No.
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Dunaway,
Yeah.
Mr. Elling,
Yes.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Mr. Knopf,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch.
Nope.
Six yeses, two nos.
This time I'd like to move F18. I'm sorry, F19, I'm sorry, 19, the River Rock Academy Service Contract.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Discussion?
yeah. Do you want me to combine both of them together? Those both the same thing?
Well, we're only talking about the one, but I
Okay.
mean, you can state that
All right, on
concerns are the same or whatever.
F19, the River Rock Academy Services Contract. We were told when we agreed with that, we would get a report on the number of kids in and out of the program, how they're doing the whole 9 yards. We've not seen that presentation yet. So I vote no on it. You can't renew it if we're not getting what we asked for. Same thing with Nittany Learning Services.
We can
Okay,
have them scheduled for your information for July 10th. The July 10th meeting was.
That's after this voting
I
meeting
understand, but
though,
as soon as,
so.
as soon as we can get them here.
Okay, well, that should have been done because we asked about it a couple months ago.
Yes, we did.
That should have been done already.
Can this be tabled until then, or does the contract have to go through?
Oh, Paul's back.
Was that who that was?
Heard you that time.
holy mackerel.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sure we could table it, but part of the issue about timing is their year just finished, so they didn't really have all that summative data until now.
Well, then why don't we table both of them until we see their numbers and presentation?
It's up to you.
Or do we have to sign a contract now?
Board doesn't have to sign the contract now. It's up to you.
Then I would make a fair motion that we table both of them until we see the presentations that we were told we would see. So we know how effective they are.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table.
I would second that.
Okay, there's a motion and a second on the table. Okay, any discussion on that? Butch?
You would like to table 19 and 20 both?
Yes,
Is that your
sir.
motion?
Yes.
Okay, that's the only thing I question on.
Okay. All right,
So officially, I make a motion that we table 19 River Rock Academy, 20 Nittany Learning Services till we see the presentation so that we know how effective those programs are.
okay, and Bill, you second that.
Mhm.
Okay, so there's a motion and a second.
I don't really see that we need to table this because I think that you see the effectiveness of the program just in some of the data that we have looked at recently as far as how it's working. We are sending these kids there to these two facilities and most of them, as you heard last week through Christina's comments, that and the principals, that most of the time these students, when they come back, they are functioning very well. Yeah, I don't really see that we need to wait and table the thing. I mean, it's just, I don't think it's necessary.
Okay, any other discussion? Chris?
I
Go ahead, Polly.
was just gonna say that, I mean, I don't see where it's necessary, other than the fact that I would like to see more people on board with the decision. I'd like them to get their questions answered, rather than just voting it through, or, just voting and seeing how it goes.
Next meeting.
Okay, Chris?
I understand what Mr. Johnson is saying, but just having somebody sat here saying, oh, it's working, we got kids coming through, no problem. I want to see the numbers. I want to see the presentation that we were offered we would get.
Okay, Elizabeth?
Thank you. Just so it also includes a question and answer period.
Okay. Any other discussion? All right. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Smith,
No.
Dr. Baldino,
We're voting to table, correct?
That is the motion that you,
Mhm.
Yes, I'm just confirming.
Right.
Okay, I vote to table, yes.
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Donahue,
Yes.
Mr. Elling,
no.
Mr. Johnston,
No.
Mr. Knopf,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Scaff,
Yes.
5 yeses, 3 noes.
So 19 and 20 are tabled.
Okay, so motion passes
To table.
to table 19 and 20 until next month during the work session or next month's voting session, but it will be presented at the work session.
All right.
Okay?
Can I
And-
ask a question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I may have inferred something improperly. It sounded like just one of them was coming or both coming on the,
My understanding is both are coming.
okay, thank you.
Okay, so the original motion is dead. Okay,
Okay, we're gonna take these next one, pretty much one at a time. F-22, Robb Elementary hallway flooring replacement. Move that.
Second.
okay, motion and second. Excuse me, discussion,
Yes, thank you.
Elizabeth,
Thank you. Yes, during the facilities committee meeting, a request was made. There is a time constraint because this did come to us again at the 11th hour. But as I stated during the work session, we have the staff, when we have purchased the equipment to get the concrete ready for staining if they like color and sealing, which saves hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. We don't have any additional information. So I know some people feel very passionate about this. Haven't heard that if we postpone this until Sam can get back to us with a price for our staff to utilize our staff with our equipment, what approximate that price would be. Is that if this flooring right now is a liability, danger to our kids, obviously it has to be replaced ASAP. But if it can last another few months, 6 months, maybe do it over the holiday season, I don't know. But as of right now, until I have something to evaluate and compare, I feel that spending this kind of money right now isn't a priority.
okay, anybody else? Chris,
Mr. Barth, if you remember, did explain to us that there is a tripping hazard
He
with
said they were
tiles
cracking.
peeling up and cracking.
Yeah, but if they could,
So
Yeah.
we have to look at that, and doing it over the summer is gonna allot the amount of time to do it. I don't think they could do it over a holiday season.
Correct.
Because we're talking a lot. It's a shame that we did not get the info we need, but I have to look at the big picture
okay,
on that one.
okay,
And I asked that this 11th hour stuff come to a screeching halt.
okay. Any other discussion? No, roll call vote, please.
Dr. Baldino,
Yes,
Mr. Cannon. Ms. Donahue,
Yes.
Mr. Elling,
Yes,
Mr. Johnston,
Yes,
Mr. Knopf,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
no,
Mr. Scaff,
Yes,
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
7 yeses, 1 no.
okay, next,
I'd like to move F-23. Be replace these science classroom furniture for a cost of, for 3 classrooms, a cost of $35,647.
Second.
okay, we got a motion and a second. Discussion,
that is that they're gonna go through all the furniture and keep what's still decent,
That's
right? Okay.
that's what Stan's saying.
okay. All right, motion and second, discussion, all right, none. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Donahue,
Yes.
Mr. Elling,
Yes,
Mr. Johnston,
yes,
Mr. Knopf,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
Yes.
8 yeses.
Okay,
I'd like to move F24. It's concrete work at, I believe, Central Mountain Middle School. Let me just, yeah, Central Mountain Middle School. For a price of $75,256. I see here's a local contractor.
Second.
okay, we got a motion and a second. Discussion? Elizabeth?
Thank you. I want to publicly thank Sam and their team for going the extra mile and putting it out for public bid, and I'm happy to see that this local company got the bid.
Mhm. Yep.
Good job.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Donahue?
Yeah.
Mr. Elling,
Yes.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Mr. Knopf,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yeah.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
Yes.
Mr. Cannon. 8 yeses.
Okay, next.
I'd like to move F25 at the classroom addition at the middle school. The size of approximately 1,200 square feet. They're going to take room from a library area that's not being utilized and repurpose it into a classroom.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Discussion?
Yeah, at the work session, we talked about this. Is it gonna be 2 classrooms or is it
One
gonna be
classroom.
one?
One classroom.
And you're still gonna have a library, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I need to know because I will not give up a library.
Yeah, we have to have it.
Have to have a library.
For sure.
Okay. That's all I wanted, Roger.
Okay. Elizabeth?
Yes, thank you. This actually is part of it, so please let me finish. Last time Crabtree was here during the work session, they said he was going to email the board the total maximum number of students for the new Liberty Curtain School, and we still haven't received that email. So I don't know what that number is. Did anyone get an email from Crabtree?
Elizabeth, this deals
that
with
have to
the
do with-
classroom addition. We're
Well-
not talking about Liberty Curtain at this time.
Well, yes, but this
Okay.
segues because if there's extra room at Liberty Curtain, maybe this isn't necessary right now.
This is
I
middle
don't-
school versus elementary school.
Okay, so this is just the middle school kids. Okay, that's my fault. Okay, but still. that-
Okay.
We do look forward to that number.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Elling,
Yes.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Mr. Knopf,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
No,
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
No.
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Donahue.
Yeah.
6 yeses, 2 nos.
Motion passes. Next.
I'd like to move, make a motion to approve the family consumer science room additions at the middle school. I'm sorry, Central Mountain High School. The cost that exceeds $200,000 is broken down into different rooms. I believe that Mr. Hoy's, well, I'll get into that later, but that's my motion.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Discussion? Yes, Elizabeth.
okay, thank you. I don't see it here. This doesn't include any of the appliances, correct?
We already have the appliances on hand.
Okay, those are the ones we was talking about from store. Okay. And then my second one is, I'm not sure, it says this design will be used to hire local CoStar contractors this summer. Does that mean it's going out to public bid or it's
Yes.
just going on
Yes,
CoStars?
Yeah, we're gonna put it out to bid.
Oh, okay, so it's not just CoStars, it's also
Right.
public. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for
Is-
clarifying.
Is this going to, once it goes out, is the numbers gonna come back to us before we really do it?
Mhm.
Well, that's why we're asking for the not to exceed price, so it'll be no more than $200,000 for the full thing, but you'll see, once the contract is awarded, we will share that.
Can you explain what the family consumer science room is?
Family consumer science is kind of a combination of skills, everything from cooking and that sort of thing. It's different than our career and technical education program. It's a general education class.
For us old folk, it was home ec.
That's what I was wondering.
Yep.
Okay.
Simple solution, yeah, we're old.
Yep, that's what I was wondering, but I've not heard that term, so.
Sorry, Bill, you're family consumer.
Or their
Well-
shop class. Are you done, Chris?
I'm done.
You
That's
done?
it.
Share Raj.
Elizabeth,
Thank you. Last one, we talked about this again. We're going back to the 11th hour conversation we've had year after year after year. We brought it up at the facilities. We touched on it during the work session. Which now it doesn't leave enough time to seek sponsors or donations from cabinet companies, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, correct?
Well, that'll be part of the work that Mr. Hoy is doing to see if there are contractors who are willing to donate as part of the work.
I mean, the actual cabinet, like,
Mhm.
that's beautiful. Good job. Thank you.
Butch,
We're setting this not to exceed,
Correct.
right?
Butch,
Yeah, what I wanted to comment on, started in my motion, but it was an inappropriate place. I think it's worth noting that we're using Mr. Hoy's drafting class in the CTC program to design this
Mhm.
changes to the family consumer home ec room. So we're using our kids to design it, which I think is phenomenal. I think it's giving them real world application, and then they'll be able to see the work they've done here in the program. So I think it's outstanding that we're able to do this.
And if I may, a segue off of that, please.
Elizabeth,
Thank you. During the facilities committee meeting, they were saying that they'll use this as like the template, the model, and then go to Central Mountain Middle School. So this is gonna keep growing, which is great.
Just to add to, and I think we mentioned this last week, and I don't, but you weren't here, but I think what what you said was correct. But what it was is a competition between
Mhm.
the junior and the senior
It was great.
kids that were in his class. And they were trying to come up with the design. Well, it ended up becoming, they took the best out of both and it became a hybrid. So actually, it didn't turn into a winner and loser kind of thing. It was a kind of a win-win for the whole group. So you're right. It was a great idea and a great opportunity for these kids to be doing some real world kind of things. So
Yeah.
I applaud them for all of the work that they put into this. It's credit to them and Mr. Hoy.
Those groups over there at CTC are doing an awesome
It's
job.
one thing we do extremely well.
Mhm.
great. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Mr. Knopf,
Yes,
Ms. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Scaf,
Yes,
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino.
Yes.
Mr. Cannon.
Hmm.
Ms. Donahue,
Yes.
Mr. Elling,
Yes.
8 yeses.
at this time, I'd like to move F 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. They're all pretty much annual contracts and things we do every year. So
Not there.
I'll second it.
if you like something pulled, Elizabeth.
Okay, I'm just saying. Sorry. Sorry. Okay.
All right, I've got a motion and a second. Discussion. Elizabeth,
Yes, I just want to go on record again to state that it is on the radar, Sam's radar, and people that Sam works with, that instead of every year coming to us with the same company that's done the same thing year after year after year, to cherry pick whatever you feel is the most important ones, and so we can start putting some of these out to bid and see if the prices change. Thank you.
okay. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Knopf,
Yes,
Ms. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Scaf,
Yes,
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
No.
Mr. Cannon. Ms. Donahue.
Yes.
Mr. Elling,
Yes.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
7 yeses, 1 no.
Motion passes. Next.
I'd like to move F-32 as MOU for the Hamel Family Human Rights Initiative.
Second.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second. Discussion?
Yes.
Elizabeth?
Thank you. I am still not sure what exactly, when you go on their website, and I had mentioned this during the work session, if you wanted to learn more about this, they have so many different programs there that I'm still not clear on what training it is that our teachers would be getting.
That was described.
That
to
was
by,
actually
Mr.
discussed.
Barth. He
Yeah.
explained that they're working on.
It's like professional development.
Yes, it's professional development around inquiry,
Sensitive, yeah, sensitive subjects and stuff
but
like
more
that.
particularly
Inquiry
about
based. Yeah,
inquiry-based learning.
that was
I'm
explained in the
sorry.
last meeting.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it
Yeah,
still
we had-
doesn't have context with me. I'm sorry. I appreciate what you're saying. I did listen to him. And I still don't have, when someone, oh, here's an example. When they come with a new biology curriculum, okay, we see the curriculum and everything. I haven't seen that. I'm just saying, I don't know what I'm voting for. So
Okay,
that's it.
any other
Uh,
discussion?
That would be voting for curriculum. This is voting to help the teachers learn to educate different things.
Mhm.
So if you want to know what they're teaching, that's where we have to bring in the curriculum department. This is just providing an education for our teachers that are here to sharpen their skills.
Exactly. And as you said last week, if you want to attend the presentation that they do every May, you're more than welcome to do so.
I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Okay. Any other discussion? All right, roll call vote, please.
Ms. Lynch,
No,
Mr. Scaff,
Yes,
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
Yes.
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Donahue,
Yes.
Mr. Ellen,
Yes.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Mr. Knopf.
Yes,
7 yeses, 1 no.
I'd like to move at this time F-33 judicial sale.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Discussion?
after, as I said last week, but you weren't here, we got a pretty good detail on why that has to happen. I understand what you say. I agree with you, but I see the other side of it, of the legal aspect we have to do. it.
okay, trapped.
Yeah, we're in a no-win situation with it.
I know. I've known it for years.
Yep,
He just constantly says no.
yep. And that's it, that, he's
Yep.
allowed to do that.
Yes, he is. Okay, I got a motion, or okay, got the motion, second and discussion. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Scaff,
Yeah. Yes,
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
Yes.
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Donahue,
Yes.
Mr. Ellen,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Knopf,
No,
Ms. Lynch,
Yes.
7 yeses, 1 no.
okay, the one we've been waiting for. F-34. I'd like to move the final general fund budget.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Discussion?
yeah. Where do you want me to start? Is this tax increase that we're talking about going to fix the financial budget? Okay. Then why even waste our time when we can cut expenses by cutting out silly stuff and bringing the budget down? We waste a lot of money, flat and simple. We spent $20,000 on an LED sign. We have one rug out in the hallway where we come in the door. Cost us $1,795 for a rug with a logo on it. Asking Joni about a party, cost us $3,300. We can curb our expenses. We can cut some stuff down, may not cut $1 million, but I cannot vote for a tax increase on businesses and on residents when we're just buying whatever we want. I will not do it.
That is not true.
We came up with a big discussion on the hand dryers a couple weeks ago. We were just gonna do it until it finally got found out, yeah, this is what's causing the problem. We would have been throwing money away by doing that and still had the problem. I'm glad we got to the bottom of that. But until we curb expenses, we cannot ask John Q. Public to keep footing the bill. We've curbed some. There's a lot more we can do. That's all I got to say.
Any other discussion?
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Defer to Elizabeth.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. I agree. And I'm gonna just state what I've been saying year after year after year. Pennsylvania School Board Association recommends school board works with administration every month on a category of the budget, and we work on it together. I cannot look at the budget and I cannot tell you exactly how much they're spending for food. I can't tell you how much they're spending for desks. I can't tell you how much they're spending for this. I have no idea. It's all kind of lumped together. I will go on record again saying I think it would be in the best interest of the district if administration and the school board members that are interested work on the budget together. And we have a directive that only things that are absolute priority for the safety and education for the kids, et cetera, be spent, period, until we get a handle on this.
Okay. Butch?
I somewhat agree there are some spending that we could probably review. But most of the money that's spent out of our budget are things beyond our control. We cannot control the cost of insurance. They tell us what we're gonna pay. If you look at what we're paying or we're raising taxes, it will not even cover what we're gonna be charged extra for insurances. So that's a big expense we can't control. Contract, that right now we cannot control a contract. It's a legally binding agreement we have with all the associations until they expire. If you can work on a better contract, then God bless you. I wish you the best of luck. Where the problem lies, and we have to start looking toward the future. What I'm seeing and reading everything coming out of Washington, it looks like they're cutting funding for education. We have to continue those programs, so we're gonna have to make up that money. The state, in their infinite wisdom, they decided to come up with a fair funding program that I think it's only fair to them. It's not helping us one bit. We're getting a small additional portion, but it's based on some far-fetching calculation that if you look at what we charge in taxes, what we raise our taxes to, if we decided not to raise the taxes, they could actually affect the money they're going to pay us in fair funding. We've heard all this in the past. I feel really bad about raising taxes, but unfortunately, we have to keep up with inflation until we get the state to live by their constitution, where this constitution of Pennsylvania says they will provide a free public education. They're providing it on the backs of the taxpayers of our county. The school districts have to make up the money. Unfortunately, we don't have large industrial areas. We don't have large buildings coming in our area. In fact, we probably lost, just today driving through my doctor's appointment, I counted Ford garage. I counted the K&L garage, the K&L Renovo, Jack Peters Marina. There are businesses that went out that we're gonna lose business money for. So we're gonna, and that's, I would assume that's a substantial amount because they were very large businesses. So we're gonna be hurting that way. If we don't raise taxes, we'll never be able to recoup this money. So I think it's prudent on our part to do what we have to do to keep this district alive. And as far as meeting monthly, as far as I know, we have a finance meeting every month that we can sit down and go through this stuff. So, I mean, it's been going on as long as I can remember. We've had a finance meeting monthly. So if it's stuff you want to work on, bring it up on the agenda in the finance meeting and go through it. So that's it. I'm done.
Chris?
I asked 2 meetings ago in the last meeting that every month, at the finance meeting even, that the board work on a section of the budget and cut and cut and cut all that we can. And I was told after the meeting that that was somebody's job, and I ticked them off because I brought it up. I still think the board should go over a section of budget every month all year long. And Butch, I totally understand what you're saying, but we have kids that we're losing. We're losing infrastructure in the county, but we keep spending. That's where I'm saying we got to stop it. Us three of us are new here. We didn't create this problem. I know the state has a big chunk of it, but I cannot blame the state for everything. And if everybody sits here and says we did nothing wrong, then I don't even want to hear that. There's always ways to get through an issue. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Yeah, you're right. There's some things possibly in the budget that you might be able to nix. But what Butch is saying, none of us want to sit here and increase taxes on, I got to pay them just like everybody else. And it doesn't thrill me at all to do that. However, we do not control so much of that budget. And one of the big items, and I feel like a broken record when I say this, but the cyber charter schools, if you've been keeping up with what's going on in
Yes, I have.
Harrisburg with that, it actually, the revisions to that actually got through the House of Representatives. Now getting through the Senate will be a totally different story because they're bent on vouchers and all this other garbage where they want to use that for. And so is the feds. They're talking about giving out pretty much handouts to the people, and it's not going to be used by the people who really need it. It'll be used by the wealthy people to continue to send their kids to private schools. And if you really want to save some money for this district, you should be on the horn right now calling anybody in that Senate in Harrisburg to support that. Because I can guarantee you, even if you read through it, and I hope you did, you read through all of the changes and the revisions that they're proposing in there. A lot of them are good. If nothing else, just to cap some of that stuff. That would save us more than every rug and every sign and everything else that we've ever purchased in this place.
Mm-hmm.
It would save us at least $1 million or more.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Did you hear that? We could probably balance our budget if they would just pass that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so maddening when you see the stuff that these cyber schools are spending money on. And it's taxpayer money, our money, that we have no control over. They're buying cars, they're giving gift cards, they're giving bonuses, they're buying buildings for cyber schools. Now, if that isn't the most idiotic thing I've ever heard in my life, and nobody seems to care. And it's ludicrous. And then we are forced to sit here and increase taxes because of stupid stuff like that. And unacceptable, and it's just unconscionable, in my opinion. And so we, the local taxpayers, once again, have to pay the freight. And we can't control, like Butch said, we can't control contracts. We can't control the healthcare going up 11 and 12%. We can't control the cyber school costs. We can't control the PESers. Right there are 4 big items that probably take, what, 3/4 of our budget anyway, Joni? Maybe more. So we can sit and we can nickel and dime things, and that's what it amounts to when you're talking a $90 million budget. And we can sit there and we can go through every month, but that's not our job to start with. We've hired people to do that. And if we can't trust them to do that and bring back recommendations to us that make sense, then I don't know what the point is. Then we don't need those guys. But it's just very frustrating. It's frustrating for a lot of reasons. And like I said, I don't want to increase taxes any more than the next guy. But we're put into a position where we don't have much of a choice.
Okay. Chris?
Jeff, I understand the position on the cyber schools. I have spoken to 3 of our representatives about it in meetings at their offices. I'm doing my part to push that as hard as I can.
Are they going to support it?
So far, I've been told, yes, they are.
I hope they're true
So-
to their word.
With that said,
We'll know how they vote.
that is not the only thing that's going to fix our budget problems. We need to look at the whole big picture. By saying, oh, we're just going to wait and see if that goes through and that'll fix our budget, we're going to raise taxes in the meantime, is not the fix. We're still, like you said, we're buying rugs, buying LED signs and stuff. That is not doing justice. What does it matter that we have a normal black rug on the floor, or we have one with our logo on it and spend almost $1,800 for it? The bottom line is we cannot just sit back and wait on the state and legislature and everything else to fix things. We need to hammer down the coffins also. That's all I'm saying.
I would just like to say, to cut the amount of money that's needed to balance this budget or to make it so that you do not have to raise taxes means millions of dollars, which means student programs. Which program would you like to cut? Would you like to cut the CTC? Would you like to cut the arts? Because it's going to be a full program with the enrollment going down. 200 kids, say 200 kids, the enrollment goes down. That's spread out 13 levels of our school district in multiple buildings. So you're maybe averaging 5-6 kids, a grade or something through the district. That's not enough to cut a classroom, to cut a professional position. So you're cutting programs that these kids want. That is what would happen. You would take away all the kids' electives to be able to cut that much at one time. Massive cuts will hurt this district in the kids, in the programs and what the kids want to learn and letting them have a choice in what they learn. It would be cutting them back just to the basics. They would have no choice in what they learn. It would be the absolute basics to get that much of a cut to save those millions of dollars. Even if you cut, and I'm not advocating for this, please don't take that, the athletics program, that would be a drop in the bucket of what we need to save for this district. So it's not as easy as just saying, do a hiring freeze or anything. You will be cutting you would be cutting a whole program. So you need to think about that and think about prioritizing what program you would want to cut, because that is exactly what would have to happen.
Tracy, I'm not saying let's cut a program. I'm not saying let's cut all the staff out. That's not what I'm saying. I don't care about, we have to find $1 million. We're going to cut $1 million program out right now. I'm saying the little stuff adds up. And if you don't agree
No.
that we're spending stuff that's not absolutely necessary for our kids, then that's part of the problem.
Nope, I'm just saying that little stuff
What,
doesn't add
what
up.
good
Hey,
is that
Tracy.
rug out there for $1,800 doing towards the education of our kids? What good is that $20,000 LED sign doing to teach our kids? That's what I'm saying. There has to be areas around that we're not looking at because, oh, that's small numbers, that's nothing. But we teach kids that pennies add up. That's what we need to keep doing. I'm not looking at just huge numbers. I'm looking at doing the best we can do for our taxpayers. That's why they elected us. That's what we need to do. Enough discussion.
Good luck finding that.
Okay, so I'm gonna put my little,
Go for it.
words in on this. First of all, one, I don't like where the district's at right now. I don't like it. We are in a financial strain, to say the least. Okay? One of the reasons is because previous boards that I was involved with, we did 0%. We did not do a raise. We did not raise taxes. Because of that, we lost money that we will never get back again. Now, take a look at what's going to happen in the future, okay? The administration recommended a higher percentage. In order for us to get this budget to go through, we had to lower that percentage to half of what they had asked for.
Mhm.
Okay, well, guess what? That's going to have a consequence down the road. With constantly doing partial recommendations of what they're recommending, eventually this district is going to go broke.
I
And at
agree.
that point, the state will come in here, they will take over this school district, and they will mandate that the taxes be raised to the limit.
Mhm.
So with that being said, all right, unless we continue to raise the taxes, which God knows I hate because I got to pay them. But I also know that with what's going on and what's going to happen in the future, if it's not done, there is no district. Well, there'll be a district, but it'll be run by the state. That's all I got to say. All right. We beat it to a bone.
Well, we can do more. We can do more. Elizabeth has hollered for the whole time I've been on this board about getting local companies that want to help fund projects and do things. We're not looking at that. There's things that we can do. And if somebody's going to sit here and say, well, it's okay to spend all this stuff on stuff that doesn't impact the students, then I got a problem with that. I didn't create this problem from years ago. I'm going to be going on after this year and trying to deal with it. And I will do the absolute best I can. That's why I got elected to sit here and say my opinion. That's it. We got to do better.
We will do that.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
No.
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Donahue,
Yes.
Mr. Elling,
Yes.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Mr. Knoll,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
No,
Mr. Scab.
No.
5 yeses, 3 noes.
Motion passes. Next,
I'd like to move F 35, 36, and 37.
I'll second it.
got a motion and a second. Discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Dr. Baldino,
Yes.
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Donahue,
Yes.
Mr. Elling,
Yes.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Mr. Knoll,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
8 yeses.
This time I'd like to move G 1 through 6, H1, I1. So
Second.
all of G, all of H, all of I.
I believe Mr. Scap needs to pull one of those.
I need to pull H1.
Do two.
Okay.
So H. Okay, so we're moving all of G and all of I.
Okay. Second,
I second.
So really
Tracy second.
Yeah.
Okay, discussion. All right,
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Donahue,
Yes.
Mr. Elling,
yes.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Mr. Knoll,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
Yes.
8 yeses.
This time I'd like to move H1 to personnel.
Second.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second.
I don't agree with everything on there, but the bottom line is I must abstain from a vote on this because there's an individual that's being hired as a professional, and I know that person very well. She's actually a very good friend. And I do not feel that it would be the right thing for me to vote on that. So
Okay,
I abstain from that vote.
okay.
You have to fill out a form, you know.
I have the form. right here.
I'll fill it
I
out.
just want to make sure you knew.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Ms. Donahue,
Yes.
Mr. Elling,
Yes.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Mr. Knoll,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
No.
Mr. Scott,
Abstain.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
No.
Mr. Cannon, five yeses, 2 noes, 1 abstain.
At this time, I'd like to move J1, adjournment.
Well,
Second.
that's my job. I get
All right,
that.
Beacon.
No, Tracy beat you to it. So, all right. Meeting adjourned.